In the heart of ancient Athens, where the marble columns stood tall and the air was thick with the wisdom of philosophers, there lived a man named Lucius. He was a merchant, a man of trade and wealth, but deep inside he carried a heavy burden. Despite his riches, Lucius felt empty. He wandered through the crowded streets, his mind restless, his heart uneasy. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, he found himself standing before the porch of the Stoic, where the Stoic philosophers gathered to discuss life's greatest truths. That night he met a wise teacher named Epictetus, a former slave whose words carried the weight of experience. Epictetus noticed the sorrow in Lucius' eyes and asked, "What troubles you, my friend?" Lucius sighed and replied, "I have everything a man could want, gold, land, servants, yet I feel lost. I do not know myself." Epictetus nodded slowly and said, "Then you have come to the right place. The path to wisdom begins with self-reflection." Lucius frowned. "Self-reflection? What good will that do? I need answers, not more questions." Epictetus smiled gently. "A tree does not grow tall without strong roots. A man cannot know where he is going if he does not understand where he stands. Self-reflection is the mirror that shows us our true nature." Skeptical but desperate, Lucius agreed to listen. Epictetus began by teaching him the Stoic practice of evening reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well? Where did I fail? How can I improve? Lucius scoffed at first. How will this change anything? But Epictetus insisted. Try it for 30 days, then judge for yourself. Reluctantly, Lucius obeyed. The first few nights were difficult. He struggled to recall his actions, his thoughts, his mistakes. Some evenings he grew frustrated and wanted to stop. But slowly, something shifted. He began noticing patterns, his quick temper in business deals, his fear of losing wealth, his neglect of friendships. One night, as he wrote in his journal, a realization struck him. I have spent my life chasing gold, but gold does not chase me back. With each passing day, Lucius grew more aware. He saw how his desires controlled him, how his fears blinded him. He learned to pause before reacting, to question his impulses. When a deal went badly, instead of raging, he asked, "What can I learn from this?" When fear gripped him, he reminded himself, "This too shall pass." One evening, Epictetus visited him and asked, "What have you discovered?" Lucius looked at him with calm eyes. "I have learned that the world does not give us peace. We must create it within ourselves. I have spent years blaming others, but the enemy was always in my own mind." Epictetus nodded. "No, you understand. Self-reflection is not about judging yourself harshly. It is about seeing clearly, so you may grow." Months passed and Lucius changed. His wealth no longer ruled him. He treated his servants with kindness, not as property. He listened more, spoke less. When others praised him, he remained humble. When misfortune came, he faced it with quiet strength. One day, a young merchant approached him, much like Lucius had once been, restless, angry, lost. The man asked, "How did you find such peace?" Lucius smiled and replied, "By looking inward. The answers you seek are not in the world, but within you. Take time each day to reflect." Ask yourself, who am I? What do I truly value? What? And you will find. The young merchant, puzzled but curious, agreed to try. And so the lesson passed on, as it had for centuries. For the Stoics knew this truth. Life is not about controlling the world, but mastering the self. And the first step to that mastery is self-reflection. In the quiet moments of the night when the world sleeps, the wise man sits with his thoughts. He does not run from them. He does not fear them. He examines them as a gardener tends to his plants. He weeds out the lies, waters the virtues, and waits patiently for growth. This is the way of the Stoic. This is the path to inner strength. And so, dear listener, I ask you, when was the last time you truly looked within? When did you last sit in silence and ask yourself the hard questions? The journey of self-reflection is not easy. It demands honesty, courage, and patience. But it is the only journey that leads to true freedom. For as the Stoics taught, the unexamined life is not worth living. Take up the mirror, gaze into it, and begin.